week. I jumped off stage last Saturday night, and I was doing some Shakespeare, and in the meantime did Richard III, actually down here in Richard II, sorry, down here at the Old Globe, and so we just closed the run last Saturday, and now I'm back here again for Comic-Con. So yeah, so things are good.
So Broussard stayed behind. Do you have any idea where season 3 picks up for him? And if you don't, where would you like it to pick up?
I do.
Can you tell us anything?
I can't. Yeah, no, well, I think one of the things we can insinuate for sure that he survived. Where that leaves the LA block, I have no idea. This total rendition was happening. You saw all of the ships, sailing into the city to destroy things. So I don't know. I can't talk about how that leaves the block, but I can say that he survives.
So as you continue to explore this character, is there anything you find you surprised to learn about yourself as an actor?
I'm constantly challenged and open to where they're taking this character. The first season, we didn't really get a sense of his personal relationships, if he had any. He was sort of this stoic, hardened soldier, in the second season, you got to see him a little bit more vulnerable. I think that's the influence of Katie. I think that's the influence of him seeing them operate as a family unit. And I think what we did see in season 2 was the loss of his family, the loss of his mother. We also went back in time and we saw why he became the stoic, cautious soldier. So I'm always surprised by where they're taking the character. And just as an actor, I always like to keep myself open to wherever they want to go. I think at this point, working with Ryan and Carlton and these guys, we've established such a trust where they know where they're going to take the story before I do, but I trust them, to be able to give into whatever their vision is.
As the season went on, Katie, who Broussard had wanted as a partner, has been turning away from him and more toward her family. And so he's kind of more on his own. Do you think that he understands that? Or do you think that Broussard is really still looking for that fire to go out and defeat the enemy in someone to work with?
I think he understands that, I think because he feels lost, he definitely understands somebody wanting to be with their family, with their own family. And she tells him that early on, that, I'm always going to put my family first. It happened in episode 6 of season 1 when he takes her up to the mountain. And she says, I've been very honest with you about my family, and he makes the choice right there to not, do what Quill wanted him to do, which was take her out. But that's a turning point in their relationship. I think she's proven to him that she is loyal in that moment, but I think he understands her on a deeper level that she's never going to be his family, but she still can be someone, well, not his family in comparative to her family, meaning Will and the children, but she's still someone he can trust and someone he can rely on. With that said, you're still always sad to see your friend go, knowing that they have a greater responsibility over there. Did that answer the question?
And now we have to do it again. So the drone, I don't know if it recognizes you, but it sees you and doesn't destroy you, which is a huge deal. What do you know why that is? I'm assuming you can't say, but can you talk a little? Is it possible for you to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, because it happened to Will as well.
Right.
When they're trying to climb over the wall, and it takes out his partner Devin, but it doesn't take out Will or Charlie. And then we saw in the season episode 12 where the same thing happens to Broussard, and it freaks him out because he was face to face with his own mortality. And now all of a sudden, and you know, I think it's a turning point within him as a character too, because he was willing to die for this. He let them go. He essentially he saved Will and the family by staying back to fight them. So he's risking his life, but then that happens. I can't tell you why that happens, but I can tell you that we're going to find out all about that in season 3. She's like, no, we're not. We are. I've been told that we are.
So Ryan talked a little bit about new characters. I'm assuming you have some interaction with new characters. Can you tell us anything about who new people you're going to meet? No.
I would love to. Because, you know, this is hard for me to keep in too. You know what I mean? It's almost like a therapy session. I just want to like get it out there, you know. But I can't. No, I can't. I can't talk about it. We start shooting in a September. I don't know if I was supposed to say that.
We won't talk.
Right.
Being that our website is ageofnerd.com, is there something in particular that you could nerd out about?
Oh, I nerd out about this, honestly. Comic-Con. It's amazing to me when people like stand in line to sit on a panel and, you know, get so invested in the show. You know, I've talked to you. You know what I mean, Aaron? It's amazing when people like support the show and talk about the show and write about the show. Like, I'm always humbled by that. You know, I never get over that. That's the thing that, you know, because you guys keep us on air. You know what I mean? So essentially, our livelihoods are in your hands. But I nerd out about that. I nerd out about the fans who nerd out about it. Like, I nerd out on Twitter, you know, with the fans who like show up. I mean, there's like, you know, so many people like every week they're like tuning in, and I'm like, wow, they're so invested. They're so invested. So, you know, so I appreciate that. That's one of the things I nerd out about.